just giving you that as an update. As we all know, 800 meters, Uganda did not fare well in the ladies category, as Winnie Nanyondo and Halima Nakai did not make it through to the finals. But that does not mean it's the end of the road for the two, as Winnie Nanyondo has defied the odds in 1,500 meters race and made herself available for the semi-finals. A big move so far for her at the moment, because athletics seems to be taking a toll in Uganda's probably flesh at the moment in the Olympics. But we still have Shida Lady who will be performing tomorrow morning, because the race will be at exactly 4 a.m. I know many in West Nile will still be asleep by then. But I can tell you, Winnie Nanyondo and Halima Nakai are normal in the 800 meters, but Winnie has kept some hope in 1,500 meters.
Yeah, that is very good for Winnie, but like we did say, when Cheptegei was kicked out, and the whole camp knew that the Ugandans will turn their attention to them.
Yes, yes.
It was something that will torture them mentally, because they knew that you'll ask a question, if Cheptegei, the whole of the world trusts, goes down, what about us? Are we going to make this? I think mentally the Ugandans are now draining, and I would not expect now much from them. Even if Winnie goes to the next stage, it's still going to be very difficult for her. But the most important thing is them being there, participating, holding the flag, not giving up. That is athletics, and whatever they have learned in Japan Olympics should be something they should be carrying forward next time when there's such a big occasion. And then for now, Shida Lane, we as West Nilers, we really need to pray hard that she can hold the flag, and she now knows she's the only one the camera is focusing on. And I hope that is not going to affect Shida Lane mental as well. She has to, say to herself, okay, if it's lost, let it be lost.
Yeah.
If I'm going to hit it, let me hit it.
Yeah.
There's no need to be on pressure. First of all, it looks like a broken pot. No, don't put yourself on pressure anymore. That is what Shida Lane should be telling her brain, and I'm sure she's going to give up a good fight. We shall wait and see.
Wait and see from Shida Leni and a few others who probably, including Chemutai, who still has 3,000 steeplechase actually to also battle in there. But I can tell you this morning I just got a fresh information that the two not gold, but silver and bronze medalists, Joshua Cheptegei and Jacob Kiplimo, have been nominated in Uganda's Real Star Awards, of course, for the month of July. They did actually did put up that performance in 10,000 meters race. That was in July, because the month of August just popped up like 2 days back. But that already means that they are already contenders for the award. In the country, I think because sports has not been that much, like activities are down, maybe they are just the two favorites to win it.
Yeah, they are. What they have done has been massive. I wouldn't pick any sports personality apart from them to win such a gong. They stood up at an international level, not a national level. So it has been international level. So for that case, I would say yes. If any of them wins, it will be great to see them do that. Yes.
So interesting. Shida Leni is actually watching. Thank you very much, Shida Leni. Say hi to people in Japan. I don't know which language you can actually speak, or probably somebody will be able to get right there. She's watching us live, and many are actually catching us live. But then you keep sharing. It's very important. We need that mileage. Keep sharing this, and probably to out there, somebody who has not watched, they will be able to get the opportunity to also watch. Let's get to football, where there is a lot happening. This morning, of course, the last show we did was on Saturday, and we did say that Royal Hill Sports Club have rose to the occasion, probably bringing in many players and doing a lot of activities actually. But then some already have gone to the media. But Onduparaka Football Club kept a little bit quiet, and that silence seems to be breaking down now with the mere fact that there is a news this morning. Peter Onen has been looked at as the next head coach for Onduparaka Football Club. It is merely a rumor, and we're going to treat it like a rumor, but that seems to be the direction they're taking.
Peter Onen to Onduparaka Football Club is not something that has been there for a short period of time. It has been a while that they're tracking Peter Onen. Had it not been because the accident Peter Onen got and fractured him up, he should have been the coach coming before Mutiaba had joined. But now he got an accident and things were not fine for him. He had to recover, he had to be down. Then I think he's good to go. We need to first of all thank God that saved Peter Onen's life. Let's thank God for that. He's moved to Onduparaka in case the rumors are realistic. I think it's not a bad move in a sense that Peter Onen has worked with youngsters. Onduparaka is always this football club that has got the tradition of trusting young players to play. So Onen coming in would mean that this is going to back up their tradition of using young players so well.
Yeah.
The likes of Matata Gabriel, the likes of
the Alan
Busobozi, Salims, they'll get a playing time in the hands of, that is Peter Onen. Peter Onen has been with under 17. He worked with the likes of Shaban. He worked with the likes of Bida Ezra. And one of the speculation is that Bida Ezra could return to play for, that is Onduparaka Football Club. So this kind of players, I think, can work well for that is Onen. Besides that, Onen is a calm person. He's a calm character who always waits patiently. And then for Onduparaka is about patience. If you're not patient, it's not going to work for you at Onduparaka Football Club. So he's patient. That is another very good attribute of that is Peter Onen. Then Bull yesterday released players. I think releasing players from Bull means that Onen could be tapping some of these players.
Because he has worked there.
Yes, he has worked with Bull Football Club. Meaning that if he taps a player like Mukongoti and stuff like that, it's going to be easy for Onduparaka Football Club to get these players, because now you have Onen who has worked with these players. These players do have his trust and the playing time and so on can easily come for these players. So this will all be in the advantage of Onduparaka Football Club. But I'm yet to understand that he made a condition that he has to come with his technical team. One of the things all the professional coaches do lately, to move with their technical team. So he says for him to shift, he needs to move with the whole technical team. And I think the Caterpillars will have to make a decision about that. If they say yes, you come with the whole technical team, some few people will be disbanded, or some few people will be staying as maybe backroom staff or something like that. They'll now need to think about it, make the decision basing on that.
A professional coach wanting to come with his backroom staff, a good staff, probably to denote that he is very authoritative and independent in his decision making. That is Peter Onen, linked with a move to Onduparaka Football Club. But still within Onduparaka Football Club, like I said, a lot of activities seems to be probably taking place in there. That is, initially we all looked at it like a back doors, but I can tell you that they are actually coming into the media now, openly telling the world that we are also active. I read from one of the papers, tabloids within West Nile yesterday, that they actually have been silently doing a lot of things. I don't know what exactly they have done so far, but the rumors this morning also has it that Yasser Biansi, who played for Doves All-Stars and also played for some few clubs, including Tanzania, and also played in South Sudan, and he was actually in the South Sudanese team. The guy has penned a 2-year deal with the Onduparaka Football Club, reportedly penned a deal with the Onduparaka Football Club. They are also looking at Nathan Oloro, who is a striker with Chitara Football Club. That is one rumor that we can't also go without giving it a mention. Some of the rumors coming through about the club.
BNC, yeah, he played for Doves All-Stars. One of his biggest move was in Tanzania when he joined Biashara United. The same Biashara United Agau Rashid was supposed to join while he was at Maroons. Biashara United, a good football club, and unfortunately, as he joined Biashara United, I did not see much of his engagements in terms of game time. I didn't see that. I don't remember the last time I saw him in the team news of Biashara United. So for that case, he's joining Onduparaka. I'm yet to understand, according to rumors. In case he joins, there are a few things he'll need to work on. His game reading is perfect, but I watched him in a friendly game yesterday. The distribution is still there, the ball sense is still there, but he still lacks that awareness and speed.
If he can, the sharpness of the game.
Yes, because he has been out like for a year. He has been doing much of gym work. You know, sometimes the gym reduces your speed. He has been more of a gym work. If he can cut that weight again, if he can develop more speed instead of the gym work that reduces the speed, if he can work on that, I think he can help the club. And when you're getting such a player, the introduction into the pitch has to be slowly. The coaches shouldn't rush to, you know, push him in. They should introduce him slowly. I'm sure he has got the talent, he has got the physique, he has got the strength, and he has got the brain. So for that case, I'm thinking his introduction slowly will make him pick up at some point. Then about Nathan Aloro, yeah, they on the Paraka Football Club, we all remember they released a lot of players, and if you look at the up-front strikers, Gabriel Matata could not have consistent tallies when he started playing in the StarTimes Uganda Premier League. If you look at a player like Malish is a kind of a player whose performance keeps oscillating. Sometimes he really looks good, sometimes he's down, and there are specific games he plays. Yeah. So if you can have a player like Nathan who has been scoring goals for fun, if you can have him, I think if he puts the consistency he did for Chitara for Nduparaka Football Club, something great will come out of this player in case it happens like it's being rumored. Maybe
to add some flesh on the rumor, he is a good friend to the player Malish Jamal, and they all come from the same village. That is where Chitara is, just down Masindi. And I can tell you a lot is expected probably from Nduparaka Football Club in the transfers. There are rumors of Agao Rashid being linked with the move right there, but he's still an Arua Hill Sports Club player, so I don't want to really go deep down discussing down that at the moment. But about Arua Hill Sports Club, I'm happy that the CEO of Nduparaka Football Club is also watching. Shaban, thank you very much for being a part of the show. He always loves watching the show, and I'm glad that he always catches up with the show. Otherwise, quite a number of people are watching. Van Vika, Osuzi, John Allen, thank you very much. Prince Pario Alfate Roderick, thank you. He says he's watching. Madira Sunday is from Madio Kolo, thank you very much. Then there is Asiko Hillary, who says, good morning, my brothers. Tangu Hillary from Kampala, watching you guys live. Thank you so much. Hoffin Ann says from Kampala, thanks for the show, keep it up. Then Lema Gad Jurua's son says in touch, feeling the vibe of Rhino Sports Desk, says from Pajulu. FET Sydney, thank you very much. He says he's from Maywater, he's also following the show. He's one of our staff, by the way. Michael Babu, hey, Michael Babu, thank you very much for also watching. He's the Prince of Ludara. He says, would you rate as the, who will you, rate as the top 5 stars to look out for from West Nile over the next 1 year? Wow, if you talk about the top 5, yes, we'll be brainstorming and probably give you some response on that. Knoxville Enoki says, hi Kim, I'm from Yumbe. Tell me about this goalkeeper of Busoga United who is joining Arua Hill. That is Omedua. It's actually confirmed. I'm meant to understand. But the PRO, I don't know if the announcement has been made, but it seems to be something the world is headed towards. Otherwise, Juruga Majid Delson is saying Vegas and Kim watching you live from Mulago. Jami UG says Jamil Safi streaming you live in Qatar. I like the energy. Keep it up. Then Leku Michael Adonis is also watching. He says that he loves you guys. Great guys, the sports pundits. I'm watching you guys live from Lumumba Road. Wow. Where I come from, big up on yourself, you guys. He says, I would like to know how can one become a player agent, and a comparison of a partnership between Harry Maguire and Rafael Varane and Konate and Virgil van Dijk. Wants to know that comparison if we do it. Taburoni, thank you. Pardon Christopher, thank you. Alumni Friday. Metaloro Simon. Metaloro, it's been a while. How is piloting doing it there? I'm meant to understand you're doing that. It feels nice. Together with my brother Sunday from Oki's family. Big up on yourself, you guys. Tata Boyka Yuji, Asega Edward Alichi, and then Akbar Bilal, then Omar Tairo. And these are some of the guys who are watching us live. I want to say thank you very much. Continue watching. You can also share it a bit so that your friend who is not aware can get at least a glimpse of what is coming out of the sports desk of Boom Sports from Rhino TV. It's confirmed Charles Livingston Mbabazi has resigned from his position or as his role as the head coach of Mbarara City. This is Uganda Premier League. What do you picture?
He's moving out. I'm very optimistic about that. He's moving out. He has complained about so many things in Barara, which is not working well for him. Maybe that is what he considered so strong to table his resignation. Yes.
A few days back, actually I was here with you. Was it on Friday, Saturday or something? You clearly stated, as the PR, you're an official PR of a club, Arua Hill Sports Club. You clearly stated that you being a PR of a club, you wouldn't feel nice speaking about a man attached to a club. By then, Charles Livingstone Babazi was still with Mbarara City, but now it's confirmed he is no more with Mbarara City. I think you'll have the liberty now to speak about him. How good is Charles Livingstone Babazi?
He's a top coach. I think there's a secret people don't understand about Charles Livingstone Babazi.
Okay.
Someone did pose a question that you're saying Livingstone Babazi is a bad coach. Why are clubs looking for his services? Let me tell you, if you watch Charles Livingstone Babazi train players, you may think you're watching a movie.
Wow.
He is very good at, because he played in Europe, if you want to nurture a player very well for European standard, let the player be coached by Charles Livingstone Babazi. May not probably say win a trophy or something like that, but let Livingstone coach that player. Livingstone's one of the biggest things clubs find it very difficult working with him is he is extremely strict.
Okay.
He is extremely strict.
A principled character.
He can shout at the club chairman. He shouts at all players. It gives direction to people around the football club. For that case, you realize all the clubs Charles has gone to, most of the people turn against him because he wants to keep standards. You realize that the club chairman starts becoming uncomfortable because he says, when he says he needs 20 balls right now, it has to come.
Okay.
If you don't bring the 20 balls, you are going to get issues with Charles Livingstone Babazi. When he says he needs 30 boots for players now, the management has to do it the way he says. When he says this player is not good enough, because in Uganda,
don't you think that limits his chances of working with certain clubs? Because if you talk about
that is the biggest undoing for him.
Okay.
When he went to Wakiso Giants were these are his words. Wakiso Giants were not doing what he was expecting.
Okay.
So there are some players the management wanted them to play. There are some players Livingstone Babazi never wanted them to play.
So there are two parties created.
There are two parties created.
Where they wanted to influence his team selection and all that.
There was now a strike in the team.
Okay.
He left. When he went to Chetume, there was again division. The section of group have their players. Charles Livingstone Babazi has his players. He has his strong rules he wants to operate on. It went wrong for him. So he loves to dominate. He loves to be a manager of a team. He loves even to decide the color of a jersey. He is extremely too strict. It's the same reason Mike Mutebi has left KCCA. KCCA thinks Mike Mutebi is too strict. Whenever the top management says they want a player, Mutebi will tell you, no way. That's how KCCA have been feeling, that Mutebi is tying in their hands. Whatever they wanted to do, Mutebi is tying in their hands.
Okay.
Then why do you think up to now Mutebi has not got a team? Just ask yourself, why hasn't Mutebi got a team? Mutebi hasn't got a team because of the restrictions he has put on when he wants to sign a contract. I don't want so and so, I don't want so and so, I don't want so and so. And when I'm playing, I need A, B, C, D. Do you agree or no? No, I'm not. That's why, otherwise, if Mutebi was not someone very strict, he didn't have rules and what, she would have joined another team.
Okay.
But he's so strict that he thinks these teams don't fit his standard. Even with, let me tell you, Vipers are in touch with the Mutebi, but the conditions are tight. He's picking.
Based on your statements as an analyst, should we say probably the two needs to work out of the country because the finances, probably within the clubs and all that, may not accommodate all some of these conditions?
In the near future, I would love to see Mike Mutebi. I would love to see Charles Livingstone Bawazi. I would love to see Abdallah Mubiru. I would love them to leave Uganda.
Okay.
Because, you know, for now, Abdallah is a very good coach, one of the best we have in Uganda.
He is.
But Abdallah is this coach who sits and how, let me tell you, Police FC, they have not paid players like half a year. But Abdallah will never ever bring that up. Reason, his team plays beautiful football, but they always lie down the table.
I've ever had one-on-one with Abdallah Mubiru, and in interviewing him, particularly about the Uganda Cranes team, I did ask a very technical question. What criteria does he use in selecting players for the national team? He said the first thing is the character. Discipline and all that comes into play. I think at the end of the day, the dots actually unite, probably come together to tell. Of course, many more other people are still watching. I want to say thank you very much. Gaddafi Wahab Thiago, thank you very much for watching. Bill Raj Alpha, thank you very much. Mambo Innocent, thank you very much. Diego Foster Fosbin, T-Bag Ramsey, no, Felix, thank you. Mambo Leonard is also watching. Then Asega Totia Fred, my Obi from Arua Public, is also watching. Tata Boykan, then Roger Siko, Said Rhodes, thank you very much also for being a part of the show. I'm seeing more views and probably many people are sharing. Continue sharing, and don't forget to actually read through some of the big stories that are coming through this morning from West Nile Web by simply logging on to the site www.westnileweb.com. You are going to get the best news or what is not being covered or uncovered is being uncovered right there this morning. You definitely will read a lot more about that. Taburoni, thank you very much. He says, Kimnas and Otelula, I'm catching you guys live from Bali, and you guys are doing great job. Thank you very much for appreciating. Now that Charles Livingstone Babazi has left Onduparaka, has left Mbarara City, how much will the club miss him?
So much, because according to statistics, every club Charles Livingstone Babazi leaves struggles. You see it for yourself. Every club Charles Livingstone Babazi leaves struggles.
Left on the
struggles.
Wakiso Giants.
Struggles not because he picks the football pitch, he picks the players, he picks the corns, he picks the jerseys. Struggles because he sets a standard.
Okay.
For another coach to fit in the standard is very difficult. It becomes extremely hard for another coach to fit in there and say, we can do this. And players most times never trust whoever replaces Livingstone Babazi. This is where the biggest trouble now starts. When he left Onduparaka, there was a kind of struggle. Up to date, Onduparaka has never finished in top 4 since Charles departed. When he joined Wakiso Giants, he was not given that time to, have game time for long. Wakiso Giants, when he left, Wakiso Giants changed so many coaches. At some point they fought relegation. When he left Chetume finally got relegated. But he joined Mbarara, got Mbarara in a relegation zone. On a red line, he picked Mbarara from the relegation zone, pushed him up. He has his weaknesses. He has a lot of weaknesses, and something also he has to work on, which is there, known for a human being to have weaknesses. So definitely, his departure will mean that the camp of Mbarara City is going to be kind of torn apart. They are going to struggle next season, I tell you.
You want to see Abdallah Mubiru out of the country. You want to see Charles Livingstone Babazi out of the country. You want to see Mike Hilary Mutebi out of the country. But within the country, based on the fact that Charles Livingstone Babazi has resigned from Mbarara City, as an analyst, where next could it be for him?
It depends on the agreements he has with other clubs. I don't know yet.
Okay.
I don't know yet. But if something happens, it will be known. Of course, in the shortest period of time, it will be known where he's going to be.
Okay, being linked with the move to Arua Hill Sports Club and also as well other clubs, but we're keeping close tabs. I did say I see him as the next head coach for Arua Hill Sports Club. I don't know when they will unveil him, whether that is going to come true or not. We're keeping close tabs, but it will definitely be a good news for somebody who knows who Charles Livingstone Babazi is, because at the end of the day, the attributes of a good coach that Vegas has mentioned all will be brought to the club where he goes. Let's take probably a twist away from that. Just as an update to you, remember KCCA and Express are representing Uganda in the ongoing Sekafa, that is Kagame Cup. So it's we also have a West Nile, by the way, in the mix. Not Gift Ali Gigi, but as an official. Oloya Engineer Wilberforce will be one of the center referees. There are only 7 center referees in the Kagame Cup, but one of our own, Oloya Williams, Engineer Wilberforce, will be one of those. What a pride for us.
Good one. I think I'm always dreaming that one day Oloya is going to officiate World Cup.
Wow.
I also dream that one day he's going to officiate African Cup of Nations. He's hardworking.
Wow.
He's one of the best in the league. He's dedicated, he's genuine, he's realistic. That is who Oloya is. This is not a gamble. He started from grassroots. Refereeing is what God gave him. It's a talent. Wow. For Oloya, refereeing is a talent. It's not someone saying, I just want to be a referee. It's the talent. You see him officiating. It is more than someone who has attended referees training. So his skills and everything is above being trained. For that case, as West Nilers, I can say we are proud of Engineer Moses Oloya, and I'm very optimistic and sure in the Sekafa, he's going to be one of the best referees, and I wish him well.
A former stubborn student of St. Joseph's College, Ombachi, that is Engineer William Wilberforce, the Kenneth Afayos of this world, all witnessed and saw him coming through, including the Babu Michaels, saw him grow. And as he started officiating, probably from school level, the guy kept defying odds, growing and developing from one stage to the other. You can do the same if you surely have the passion. It was passion that actually threw him into that pitch. And trust me, you could actually become the next big thing if you follow and probably add the discipline that comes with such such activities. Otherwise, many more comments continue coming, but then we'll be reading some of them a little bit later. I'm seeing people like Wadza Nasuru says he's in Kasese border. Thank you very much. I want to know something about Paul Pogba's deal with Manchester United and if he will go to Paris Saint-Germain. Then Abdul Razak Ali, who is a Man City fan, says Otelulu and Kinders, good morning you guys. May I know, assuming a player who had accumulated yellow card and was from a relegated big league club is eligible to play when he joins a club that's already in playoffs of FIFA Big League. You must be having a picture of something that's going to happen. Esau Twinbrook, thank you very much. Halima Siasa, the usual suspect, thank you very much for being part of the show. She's still watching the show. Then there's a top fan, Adsun Ibi, thank you very much. Ale Masande as well is part of the show. We're taking a very short break. When we come back, we shall look at who is going to be in the technical team of Mitchell, who has returned to once again manage Uganda Cranes. Remember, he left Uganda, moved to Orlando Pirates, moved to the Chipolopolos of Zambia, and back in the country with Uganda Cranes. But who is going to be his assistant? We'll take a break.
The definitive online platform for the West Nile region of Uganda is now here. Stand out and make your presence felt in West Nile through our website and across our digital and social media platforms. Be introduced to untapped treasures at the Economic Center of Uganda, Democratic Republic of Congo, and South Sudan through our expertise in marketing, research, advocacy. With our dedicated television platform, Rhino TV, West Nile Web is the one-stop hub for breaking news on everything political, cultural, tourism, entertainment, sport, music, and much more. Visit our website at www.westnileweb.com.
West Nile Web. Discover opportunities Live your dream.
All right, welcome back from the short break. And as we still continue with our sports show, Boom Sports, right here on Rhino TV. And you continue viewing and continue sharing. It's very important for the mileage that we need as the Rhino Sports team, and again, the whole team of Rhino TV who keeps putting up performances. Today, you may likely have virus in the Nile Vibes show, something that's going to be so great for the reggae fans in West Nile, because he's one of the reggae artists you have in West Nile region, and Oche Jackson will be the host as usual from 5 to 6 p.m. Yeah, around there. Of course, you get to enjoy that show. I always enjoy. The other day, I was watching great guys as well. The Raga Pythons, and then I had the legs of the PIG also back in the scene, and probably, I don't know if that was triggered by the return of Raga Python, I don't know, but I don't want to speculate. Anyway, let's go straight to the business still, as many more people. Hani Franco says, you guys are doing well, it's international. Thank you very much, Hani Franco. The other name is Lokunyomi. Yes, Lokunyomi, thank you very much. Daniel Marcial, thank you very much also for being part of the show. Mitchell returned to the country, and you did give out your submission on how good he is and how he can help the country, and probably to get to where they belong. The Uganda Cranes is where we talk, is actually the team we're talking about. But we have not seen who is going to be his assistant. You did speculate from day one that it could be Moses Basena, the man who was actually sitting on the smaller chair when he was on the bigger one. But now, it seems to be a different story now, because some contenders have been announced and probably speculated, if I may say. One of them is Alex Isabire. Then there is a talk of that is Waswa boss of Express. Then the talk of the former man, that is Moses Basena, also has come into play. Charles Livingston Babas and Abdallah Mubiru have not been seen as contenders in this. I don't know what that one means to the two, but again, who could be the man sitting on the smaller chair?
That's something I've been thinking about for a while, since Micho has been announced to be the head coach of Uganda Cranes for the second time. I've been thinking about that. What is he going to do? What kind of coaches is he going to bring? Is he going to bring someone from Serbia? Is it going to bring someone from Orlando Pirates or Zambia, where he has been working, or something of that kind? But according to my analysis, I think Micho is going to appoint someone within. He's going to appoint someone within, given the fact that these are people who understand the grassroots football. They will have to give him a good guide. But then, you remember I told you, football changes, every second football changes. Yeah. Football changes completely.
The technicalities in the game, tactics.
The way the game is being played, the branding and what, the process, everything changes. You remember those days, the goalkeepers will just kick the ball forward. But these days, goalkeepers are allowed to play with their legs, goalkeepers are allowed to take set pieces and so on. Holding midfield was all about tackling and winning the ball. But now, for you to play in that position, you have to be more creative, and what the game is now, the transition is now very quick if you compare to what we had in the past. So that is the reason I said football keeps changing. Now, what does it mean? What does this statement mean? If Mitchell is picking a coach, he has to pick a coach who is moving, one, with the latest trend of the game, should understand the latest game. Two, should understand the modern happenings within Ugandan football. If he picks someone who doesn't understand that, definitely Uganda Cranes is going to struggle. Of course, the usual names that will come out, one, Moses Basena's name will not miss, because they worked together with Mitchell. Yeah. I'm sure when he heard that Mitchell has been appointed, he should have texted Mitchell. Maybe he should have had a phone call to Mitchell. Or maybe he should have sent a voicemail to Mitchell. Or maybe he should have sent an email to Mitchell.
As in trying to congratulate him or something?
Yes. And he feels that if I get back to him, we can work together. Because Basena has been in Rwanda. He has worked in Rwanda. Things never worked for him. He left Rwanda. He's back in Uganda. And this is the right moment he will feel that he can get back to the bigger stage through Mitchell. There's another, who is the other one here?
It's Alex
Isabire.
Yeah.
For that one, Isabire has not been at the biggest stage for a while. Isabire has struggled in the past few years in the game.
He was with Chetume and things.
Chetume, Nyamiti Obora, you know, things have not been working out for Isabire. Isabire, the CV of Isabire per now in the past 3 or 4, 5 years has not been good. If he gets appointed as the right-hand man of Mitchell, that's going to be a very huge mistake. It's going to be a big mistake. And I think
there'll be no justification.
Yes, the big noses will not accept to appoint someone like that. And they even know the media reaction towards that. I would think, since Abdallah Mubiru have been in Uganda actively coaching, they know who is who in the Ugandan football per now. We are now not looking at the Uganda cranes of Geoffrey Massas,
yes,
the Uganda cranes of Sekajas, the Uganda cranes where Onyangus have been there.
Actually, picture in the Uganda cranes where if you play outside the country,
yes,
then you are in the starting position.
Yes. Now, we are looking at a Uganda cranes
where Ibrahim Orit can deservedly get there as a starter.
We are looking at that Uganda cranes. Okay. That can even be captained by Orit.
The picture of what you're doing.
Yes, we are looking at the Orit eras. We are looking at the regime of Mukwalas. That is the kind of
the Ivan
Eyams, the Sekamates, the Mungulusis. This is the Uganda cranes we are trying to look at. Now, when you're looking at these Uganda cranes, the right man is the likes of Mole, the right man is the likes of Charles Livingston Babazi, the right man is the likes of Mubiru, because they know these crops of players in the modern game. They know them very well. So it will have been unfair when you bring Basena back, yet Babazi, yet Mubiru, yet Mole Buyakaso. They understand this modern game of Ugandan football so well. So I think these 3 coaches should be the one to be picked to sit around Mitchell, because they'll guide him better. And also, they will even mention him the disadvantages of some of the players around and the advantages of the players we have right now. Mitchell will have a good go. He needs to remember he's a visitor. Uganda, this is not the same Uganda he has left. A lot has changed. So if he's not going to move with the change, it's going to be very difficult for him.
Very, very difficult for Mitchell if he doesn't go with the change, with the trend, with the current situation or current affairs. That is as far as the modern game is concerned. Cosma says, thank you very much for the show. I would like to know the possibility of Jack Grealish and Hurricane joining Man City. Then 2, is there any referee who has ever been substituted in the English Premier League or La Liga, Bundesliga since those leagues started? Yes.
Several times.
Several times. There are factors that eventually leads to such. So maybe if you asked us to give you some of the factors or circumstances.
And I think there's a game where Mike Dean was substituted. He was not feeling fine.
Yes.
He had to surrender. Yes, he had to surrender. He had to give everything back. A new referee had to take in as a center.
Correct. So a lot has happened in the game. Maybe because those are rare occasions, you think they don't happen, but they do. They really do happen. Even in Ugandan football, we have seen referees being substituted. If somebody is not feeling well, like I myself, if I'm officiating a game and I'm not feeling well, probably I can say, Vegas, please step in. Or please let the match assessor or referees assessor do something. And eventually, there's always that man who will step in. Daniel Marcial says, once again, I would like to appreciate you guys for the good work. I'm watching from Moyo. May I know the table standings in Uganda Premier League? No. For now, no. Uganda Premier League is not on. Maybe the last season, it was Express that clinched the title with 52 points. Asiku Maknoa, Daniel, Honey Frank, Alema Sunday, then there are many more comments that keep coming through. Maybe I'll read some of them when I come back, but we'll still continue. At this time, round crossing over to Europe. We want to give you more time to look at international football this morning. Arsenal's woes continue. They have not won any game in the preseason friendlies, and it's already causing a lot of heartbreak for them. Their newest acquisition, Ben White, did make his debut yesterday, and still they went ahead losing that game 2-1 to Chelsea Football Club. One of their targets, in Tammy Abraham, got the winning goal in the 72nd minute. This was after Kai Havertz opened the scoring, but Grant Xhaka leveled matters, but then Tammy Abraham made sure the 3 points in the friendly game went the other side of London. Arsenal's woes continue.
Now, this is the difference between Arsenal and Manchester United. When you look at Manchester United, when you look at Arsenal, Arsenal have a better coach than Manchester United. 100%. Mikel Arteta is a better tactician than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But what has kept Manchester United moving somehow, though they will not win the league, is the kind of players they have in the dressing room are intimidating.
Okay.
Now, you have Raphael Varane, who is being announced as a Manchester United centre-back. The move alone, Varane may even be off form. Varane may not play the best football, if I may say at some point, but that name, Raphael Varane, is enough to change the feeling in the dressing room, to increase competition, to make everyone working hard that we are going to play with the World Cup winner. When you hear a name like Paul Pogba, when you hear a name like Bruno Fernandes, when you hear a name like Sancho, these names play games, I can tell you. Sometimes people say names don't play games, but I can tell you sometimes the name alone plays a huge part in getting results in football.
Okay.
It brings in confidence, it brings in, the swag in, a lot of things, it brings in respect from opponents. Arsenal don't have that. Look at their signings. You are going to talk about Lakonga, a player who is meant for the future. You've brought in. When Paul Pogba walks from that dressing room, gets in, when Lakonga walks in and gets in, who gets more respect? Even the referees can mean to give fouls in favor of Pogba, but Lakonga. Why? Who is Lakonga anyway? You understand? Even if he complains, who is going to listen to him? But if Pogba complains, people are going to listen to him.
Okay.
That is what is affecting Arsenal. They needed a huge name to come into the dressing room. You know, you'll understand the situation, maybe the Champions League situation. But if you have a CEO, if you have groups of people who strike business very well, if they can go in there, if they can say, we are negotiating for this player, sometimes it's the power of negotiations that gets big players in. I remember Arsenal signed Alexis Sanchez when they were not playing UEFA Champions League.
Yes.
He was a huge name by then. Arsenal can still do something like that. You have signed Ben White, a promising player, but in his first game in Arsenal jersey, he lost the game. What does that put him mentally? You know, will he feel a kind of player that, yeah, I'm here to take the club forward? This one is yet before, in front of a big atmosphere, Kim Naz. Arsenal, it's tough times waiting for them ahead.
Tough times for Arsenal Football Club lying ahead, and as we all know, the Premier League is only 11 days to the kick. And that means we are only, 1 week and 4 days to the kickoff date. That is the 13th of August 2021, when we'll have the first game on a Friday. Arsenal up against Brentford, a big game. But we'll talk about that probably on Saturday, because there is also going to be the curtain raiser, where you'll have Man City up against Leicester City. But before we get there, I also want to see, probably the clubs have released their jerseys. They have announced their new jerseys for the forthcoming season. And I can tell you, Arsenal fans are saying they have the best. Man United fans are saying they have the best. Then Man City the other day did release theirs, just like the one they have been having, only with white strips here. And I can tell you, Liverpool have released one jersey that Khalid Walid Badra will tell you cannot be compared to any jersey in the whole world, because it's the best. Your view on the jerseys so far before we go down to the transfers?
Unfortunately, the jerseys for the big clubs, I've not liked them so much since I started watching football.
Okay.
I've never liked my United jersey. I've never liked.
Do you admire Tottenham Hotspur's shirt?
That's my best jersey.
Wow.
That's my best jersey. Why? It's simple. It's simple. I like the white, very clean. And really, it looks good on players. I like it so much. And you know, white, you can put on it with anything. It will always fit and it will always look good. So my best jersey is the Tottenham Hotspur's jersey, the way it's being designed, very simple and stuff like that. Then I've always liked Newcastle United and Leeds jersey.
Oh, yeah.
Because they have a bit of white.
So
Newcastle, Leeds, and then Tottenham Hotspur's. I also liked the Brighton and Hove Albion home jersey.
Oh, yeah.
It looks good.
The blue-white.
Blue-white. looks good for me.
Like Everton's.
Yes, but Manchester United, I used to like Arsenal jerseys. I used to like them so much. O2, I liked O2 so much.
JVCs.
Very much. But in the modern football, I'm starting not to like their jersey. It's not appealing to me anymore as it used to be. Manchester United, no. Arsenal, no. Chelsea, I've never liked their jerseys.
If you love the Tottenham jersey, I expect you to love the Liverpool jersey because there's not much designs, but then you'll always have those simple, you know.
Liverpool jersey...
Unless if you hate red.
No. Because Liverpool jersey always looks similar to United jersey.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't do with it.
I get the point. Quite interesting. Just some like 2 minutes to analyze, probably see through the jerseys. I know out there the Man U fans will say our zebra is good, but then you have gotten the latest, which also looks yummy. Otherwise, let's go into the transfers. This is where, remember, we did have our caption for today's show. Which Premier League team, according to you, so far has done the best in transfers? Before we look at some of the transfers that have been done or some which are in the pipeline, which team, according to you, has done the best business in the transfer market?
So far in the market, sometimes, you know, Premier League comes with different treats that it gives players.
Yeah.
But on paper, if we talk on paper, the best, if you look at what the Liverpool, they have just signed a centre back,
yeah.
like Ibrahim Konate. They have signed Konate. You don't know how Konate is going to perform, but at RB, he looked better than Upamecano. Very strong player, plays with the leg, he's very good in the air, he has got the mental strength, the experience is fantastic. On paper, Liverpool have signed a monster.
Okay.
On paper, he's a monster, good business. But they still have more to do. Him alone, I don't think is enough. They need to patch in the midfield. They need to maybe probably, you know, patch from the fullback positions just in case you have other fullbacks out. I would love to see Liverpool use James Milner as a fullback in case maybe Robertson or Alexander-Arnold gets injured. I wouldn't love to see that. So they need to do more. Business-wise, they have not done much. Though I've said they have signed a top-class player in Konate, they need to do more. If you look at Arsenal have tried to do business, but it's a kind of a business that needs to be proved with a game on the pitch. On paper, no. On paper, no. But just waiting for the game to prove them wrong. Then if you look at Manchester City, have they signed anyone yet?
No.
They have not signed anyone yet. But they could shock the world. On speculations, it's Jack Grealish and Harry Kane. If Manchester City signs Jack Grealish and Harry Kane, closed business. That is going to be the best business on paper. The best on paper. Okay. So far, you would say if you look at the big teams, Chelsea has not done something. They have been linked to Yule Kunde. Yeah. They have been linked. Of Sevilla. They have been linked to him. They have lost Olivier Giroud, of course. They have not done so much in the.
Fikayo tomorrow left for AC Milan.
Tomorrow left. Yeah, they have not done much.
Katsuma might actually leave in the next 48 hours.
That is it. But if you look at on paper, it's Manchester United. You have Rafael Varane with big Champions League experience, partnering Harry Maguire, who had a fantastic tournament with England. You look at Wan-Bissaka, one of the best fullbacks in the country. You look at the left back, Luke Shaw, the best left back, one of the best left back in the world. Then you add Rafael Varane on top of that. You know, you on paper, fantastic signing. Then you look at Sancho. He has been in Dortmund, extremely talented player. But how Solskjaer is going to use them is questionable. But on paper, those two have reflected the best transfers.
The best transfers so far on paper, according to Otelul, is being done by Manchester United. And more comments have come through. There is Sudi Ibrahim says, thanks for the show. Keep it up, you guys. Sabote Fred says, happy new month, Kimnas and Otelul. Sabote streaming live from Lugogo. Why can't you introduce calling both audio and video in the show? Our technical team is working on that, and I can confirm to you we'll actually in the near future be having that. You'll be calling us on our studio lines that at a later time we shall give you once it becomes functional. So we hope that it all goes to plan, and you definitely will continue. I will actually be able to link up us with us live. But still for now, social media is where we actually connect with you. Among Tevez, is it Tevez? Neves, Saul Neves, that is of Wolves, that is Ruben Neves, then Eduardo Camavinga and Goretzka, who can actually fit for Man United as a central midfielder. And lastly, I just want to know who won the Formula One race yesterday. Quite interesting. It is something that I followed almost in the evening, but I can tell you Sebastian Vettel was actually disqualified from the Hungarian Grand Prix yesterday. Do you know what? You'll get the answer in a short while. And that then means Lewis Hamilton is likely to take that booth in the podium, and he with Valtteri Bottas and Max Verstappen probably are continuing to defy odds. It gets much more interesting in the Formula One arena there. But yesterday, like you said, it was the Hungarian Grand Prix. MC Latiboy, Uganda says, hey, I'm MC Latiboy Chigumba. Thanks for the show. Talk about Neves to United, Ruben Neves. This morning, I can tell you that after Arsenal capturing that's Ben White for £50 million, they are increasingly gaining much more confidence on bringing Lautaro Martinez from Inter Milan, a move that many clubs are also tracking, because initially Barcelona actually were interested in Lautaro Martinez, but looks like with their financial issues, that seems to be a much more difficult issue now for this summer. But I can tell you Paris Saint-Germain are interested in Lautaro Martinez, Real Madrid are interested in him, Manchester City showed interest in him. Pep Guardiola has been a little bit quiet, but he really wanted to let go some few of his players, including Riyad Mahrez, even Raheem Sterling at some point. The rumors came through, and Bernard Silva. But I can tell you he's interested and closely monitoring the Lautaro Martinez situation. So Arsenal Football Club in for Lautaro Martinez.
The excited Arsenal fans are posting already on Facebook that they are going to sign Lautaro Martinez, who won Copa America with Argentina, the great game with Argentina. As an analyst, I can tell the Arsenal fans, don't dream about that. Don't dream about that.
It's merely a dream. So
don't dream about that.
Okay.
Reason being, this is a player who has built a huge CV. He will love to play UEFA Champions League. He will love to play UEFA Champions League. Unless Arsenal is going to break some, one of the biggest transfer records in this world to get Lautaro Martinez. He is in Inter Milan that plays UEFA Champions League. Why would you come to Arsenal that doesn't play Champions League?
And they want to use Hector Bellerin, who is wanted by Inter Milan, as a make weight in this deal. Yeah,
you can use Hector Bellerin as a make weight to bring in Lautaro Martinez, but the player can say no. I want to play UEFA Champions League. You will have nothing to say. Even if you bring out 3 or 5 players and say you take them, Inter Milan tells Lautaro Martinez, I want you to go, the player can refuse and says, I want to play UEFA Champions League. I think if Inter Milan are interested in selling the player will have to go to a club that plays UEFA Champions League, not going back and not playing UEFA Champions League. So it's going to be very difficult for Arsenal. And Arsenal need to be serious, because Thomas Partey got injured yesterday against Chelsea. He's going to be out for like a month and something. So from here, they will need another performing central midfielder. If there's a chance of getting the likes of Ruben Neves, it has to happen. It has to happen, because if they don't start the Premier League well against Brentford, it's going to affect them for a good spell of time, and they're going to be buried down the table.
This morning, Manchester City reportedly are saying if they get Jack Grealish for £100 million from Aston Villa, they might cool down their interest in Harry Kane. How much does Manchester City need Jack Grealish?
They need Harry Kane more. They need Harry Kane more, because Jack Grealish plays from the flanks, can also play from the middle. But you have Riyad Mahrez who can play in that position. You have Raheem Sterling who can play in that position. You have Bernardo Silva who can play in that position. A couple of other players who can be able to fill Foden's, who can able do what Jack Grealish is doing for the meantime. Let's all remember Manchester City completed the season without a proper lead striker.
Yeah.
If we look at the Brazilian, what's his name? Jesus.
Yeah,
Jesus is not consistent. It will still force Pep Guardiola to go and play without strikers. They need Harry Kane more than they need Jack Grealish. Because like I said, Phil Foden can do what Jack Grealish is doing for the meantime. But if you have Harry Kane to take off the burden of Riyad Mahrez, trying to force him to play as a centre forward, trying to force Raheem Sterling to play as a centre forward, I think the arrival of Harry Kane will bring in more money. Of course, from Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah.
Of course, a proven goal scorer.
Sure.
Of course, one of the most
top scorer of the league.
Yes, that one. Yes, this one is from Aston Villa, but this is from Tottenham Hotspur. A proven, completely proven, year in, year out, season in, season out. He will bring in more money, more business aspect of the game than having Jack Grealish.
Remember, Otelul Viegas' submission is all about the captain of the Three Lions, the English national team football. That is aside, that is Harry Kane. He will bring more value to both in market and in the pitch for Manchester City than Jack Grealish would do if he leaves Aston Villa and joins the Etihad outfit. At Liverpool, that is the Merseyside. I mean, at Merseyside, but the Everton side. Yeah, it seems like Rafa Benitez does not have James Rodriguez in his plans, and he definitely might have communicated that to him. The guy says, I want to leave, and Rafa Benitez reportedly says, yes, do so.
He worked with him at Real Madrid at some point. He should have known something about him that he doesn't like.
Okay.
Maybe he doesn't function well in his style and philosophy. We don't know. But there's something. They work together. He should have known something. And for that case, if he says he's letting the player go, the player says yes. Professionally, that does happen a lot. And it should be taken in good faith. And Rafael Benitez, what he needs to do is have replacement for him if he doesn't, because this is a player who showed up massively for Carlo Ancelotti, scored crucial goals, assisted, in the moments where it was wanted most. He was Everton's one of the best players, one of the feared players when he walked off that dressing room. I just hope that Rafa can replace him well.
The man you fancy so much, Marcelo Bielsa, at Elland Road, seems to be doing business, of course, underground. He brought in, Firpo, Junior Firpo from Barcelona, and he's